All right, welcome back. We continue live right here on Pittsburgh CW. Bob Pompeani riding solo for the minute. Maybe Andrew is so excited that he just got carried away and maybe took a couple of extra shots and he's not able to join us. Whatever the case, we'll take your calls until he gets situated there at 412-575-2600. Kevin Colbert in a press conference afterwards. You're going to hear from Rich Welch coming up at 11 o'clock live on KDKA. He's over there at draft headquarters. Colbert said they were anxious when the Saints moved into 19 and they were quarterback needy. Again, my only complaint about this, if I have one, is that the quarterbacks in this draft generally have not been looked at as franchise-type quarterbacks. Again, that would explain why teams that needed them. I mean, come on, Carolina at 6, everybody thought they'd take a quarterback, Pickett or Willis. They took none. Then teams that also needed them, Atlanta at number 9, and there were others. Seattle, they traded out of that position. There were some big trades tonight as well. But I want to hear from you, so let's get right to it. We'll begin with Boomer in Whitehall. Boomer, welcome to the show. How are you? Boomer.
There, CW.
What's up, man?
So look, hey, Pomp, love what you're doing over there at the CW. So look, I really like this pick here, the whole Dan Marino 2.0 and all, but I have one major concern. Hear me out. The first thing we do with our draft picks is take them down at Pompeani Brothers, but Kenny's definitely already been there. Well, I think we should just take them down to Chupka 2 and get some of them wings. What do you think?
I think Kenny's been there, too. I think Kenny, that's the one thing about this. He knows everything about Pittsburgh, so they don't have to go through the acclimation process with him. He's here. He knows it. He lived it for the last several years. I know Pat Narduzzi was there. He must be proud that his quarterback. But this Dan Marino stuff should end. That's undue pressure on him. Number one, he's not Dan Marino. If you say that, you're telling me he's going to be a Hall of Famer. That's putting way too much pressure on him. He has a lot of work to do. He has the talent necessary, I think, to get it done. He is a competitive kid. He has a lot of traits you should like. But again, my only red flag is that so many teams needed quarterbacks and nobody picked one of them, and they were all available. I thought the Steelers might trade up. I was hoping they'd trade up and take Jordan Davis. That's what Philadelphia did. That's what I would have done. Let's go out to Matt and Butler. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, Bob. Great. I love the program. I God we could have 2 hours tonight. I really wish we could.
I do, too.
Hey, I mean, unfortunately, with Dwayne Haskins passing away, we almost had to draft a quarterback, even though others might not have thought that. I know we could have picked somebody up, but they had to draft. You know, they had to draft a quarterback in the first round, especially with.
They didn't have to because look at Matt. Let me ask you this:
I'm just surprised they didn't take Willis. I thought they were going to take Willis over Pickett.
Well, based on all the stuff you heard, and that's, you know, the other thing is the other guy's going to be available in the second round. I thought maybe they would trade back and get a couple of additional picks, knowing that if they like Matt Corral, like some reports have indicated, knowing if they like Desmond Ridder, like some reports indicated, they could have taken one of those people. Instead, they go with Kenny Pickett, and he was rated as their top guy. So they made that decision. A lot of teams chose not to make that decision, even though he was available to all those teams. Let's go out to Bob, who's on line 2. Hey, Bob, how are you?
Hey, Bob. Nice to always talk to you.
You too.
Bob from Mon Valley.
Thanks.
I was just calling to wonder what to ask you what your over/under is on what week we start talking about Mason Rudolph.
You know, I feel bad for Mason Rudolph because he's really never going to get the opportunity that I wanted to see him get, which was a lot of work in one season, not just sporadic play, not just one game, 1 year, one game the next. So, you know, they said they had a first-round grade on him, and I don't think he really got an opportunity to see it. On the year that Ben got injured, yes, but then he got racked up pretty good with a couple of concussions as well. So it's a tough position, but the more quarterbacks you have, I guess the better it would be because you absolutely, in this division, when you're talking about guys like Joe Burrow, like Jackson in Baltimore, and now Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, keep in mind Kenny Pickett is right around their same age. I think he's just a year younger. So it took him a while to get through this. Those guys were drafted pretty early, so they have a head start on that as well.